Debasing, debasing. I've got nothing to prove. Force feeding, misleading. I'm burning the altar and I'll pass right through. Erasing, debasing. I want to be anti-you.
Hey guys, welcome back to another SmackDown! Today we've got a real slobber knocker here. Corrin with his tag team partner Darkspine Sonic goes up against the mighty Simple Star and his tag team partner Darkrai. I forgot, sorry. And now, without further ado, let the battle begin!
So Simple, you want me to go first? Or you?
I want to go first, if you don't mind.
Alright, go ahead.
I'm gonna argue that Darkrai is gonna use his raw aura to like put you to sleep. That's like my first win con.
Okay,
I'll
like so you alright.
Yeah.
It's like sleep hacks.
Yeah, sleep hacks. Try to where is it? It's like loading. I'm also drop you like a video. I actually got it, so give me a second. I believe the timestamp is, where was it again? Around 22 seconds. Here you go. There we go.
Okay.
22 seconds. That's more of like showing that he can put people to sleep, but like he can also do it via his like passive aura, which I showed in like the previous scan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is interesting. So
Mm-hmm.
I think I do have something, but first of all,
Yeah.
the sleep hacks per se, what is it affecting in order to make these people go to sleep? Like this does it have to manipulate affect mind or mental state?
I mean, I would say so, cause like cause like he can just trap you in like this little void thingy, and then you like fall asleep. That's kind of like the one that I showed with like a Septile, but like
Yeah.
it would basically be like a mind hack.
All right, because what my thing is, Sonic, even in his base, right? And I just want to clarify, like Darkspine, his abilities and everything are amped up even further. Now, obviously, unquantifiable, but still, I would at least argue an extra layer because his base already has at least one layer of certain things, which I'll get into later if necessary. But what I'm getting at here is Sonic, in his base form, has actually resisted the raw energy of a character known as Nightmare. Now, you might be wondering, right? Well, why does this matter? Well, Nightmare's raw energy has been able to manipulate the minds of others like casually, and it doesn't even work on Sonic, his raw aura / energy. And like this dude can like essentially manipulate minds, put you in like a sleep type of state per se, like confusion type stuff. Yeah, I could post you the stuff if you want to see it.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right. And already base Sonic, right? And he's also doing something similar to what you're describing too. Like this dude, Nightmare. Yeah.
So layered resistance to mind hack.
Already resisting mind hacks of like a versatile range in his base. This mind hacks is already like pretty versatile in its own right, like I would mention earlier. And like Sonic, it doesn't even affect Sonic already in base. And Darkspine Sonic already, obviously, as I mentioned, his forms give him more stat amps.
Alright.
So I would argue at least he would have at least 2 layers of resistance.
Okay. So do I go to like my counter, or do you want to still
Oh,
say
would you
anything?
sure? Like if you accept that he has resistance,
Yeah.
all right, we'll go on to your if you have a counter, sure.
Okay. So I'm gonna argue that like he can still do it to Pokemon that have also like several layers. Like he's been able to like affect the um Lucario, which is aura protects him from like mind hacks. And he should also like with his aura scalable Pokemon that can resist the mind hacks. I'm gonna try to get you that.
All right. How many layers altogether would you say? Like 3 or something?
Um, like 2 or 3 at
'Cause I
least.
was gonna say the same. I would say at least 2 or 3. I could argue a little extra, yeah. I would just say at least.
I give me a second. I'll get you that scan.
All right.
That's the first one, but I'm getting the other one. I think I dropped like a video. I don't know if like you can see it well. I can't see it very well.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. So,
Then let me try to redrop. There we go. That's
nice.
him like using his like nightmare powers to like affect Lucario. And I'm also gonna drop the scan of like a Pokemon, like this Pokemon that tried mind hacks, Lucario, but Lucario still resisted. It's like this weird like sword Pokemon. It's like a sword.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just gonna like you mind if I like say something?
Yeah, sure.
I'm just gonna go ahead and argue on like and say, yeah, I could at least match 2 or 3 layers because as I mentioned, I already have at least 2. But the thing is, some of these characters like Nightmare, Overmind leaders, stuff like that, they've been able to affect other characters in Sonic who have their own, you know, distance to mind-based attacks like Knuckles, Tails, etc., etc. And like they're able to affect them, and yet Sonic is unaffected by these dudes, even in his base form, as I mentioned. So that should logically grant him right off the bat even more resistance, like 2 layers of resistance in base. So Darkspine would have 3 at least as well. So I'd be able to say, when it comes down to it, bare minimum, they'll at least be comparable enough to it really wouldn't matter at the end of the day.
Okay. So you're saying that like they would be like comparable, so like it wouldn't matter like the whole mind hacks.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I would at the very least say they would have enough, like they would have comparable like level of like potency / resistance to where you wouldn't be able to really affect Darkspine Sonic with your mind hack because I've proven or I've provided evidence and explained why he should at least have 2 to 3 as you've provided for you as well.
I um hmm. Okay. Uh hmm.
Any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just thinking of like a counter. Okay. So I'm gonna argue that Darkrai will also use like um his like dark energy to like already amp um his like mind hacks. So if we're like comparable in like layers, uh this will be able to like amp him up a bit more.
All right. How would this exactly? I may have missed it, but like, how would this go about amping him exactly? He just amps all his stats, or what? Like,
It doesn't amp his stats, it amps like the like the how do you say, like the hacks, that
Uh,
he's using. Doesn't amp his um
all right. Yeah. So it's going to be amping the mind hack.
yeah, but it's already like dark or aura.
Yeah. So it's going to amp him up even more.
Yeah. So like even if we're like comparable, that's gonna like slightly edge him out. That's basically what I'm trying to explain.
All right. Yeah. Then that's fine. Yeah, I don't think I can get any much higher right now. So
I
can I go to my first win con?
Yeah. Do you give me the sleeping X?
Yeah.
I
All right. So my first win con is Darkspine Sonic is going to just get rid of the entire plot of Darkrai, since he has shown plot manip just by doing a simple hand gesture. He recreated the entire plot of the Arabian Nights reality and also defeated Alflela Waleda, who destroyed it just by existing. Alflela Walela. So I'm going to say he's just going to casually make a hand gesture and erase your entire plot, and in turn, he's just going to destroy your entire plot, your entire story.
okay. Hmm.
So plot manipulation.
Yeah. Hmm. Um. Okay. So my counter. Uh. So he has to make like a hand gesture, right? Like what is like raising his hand or like.
Just not even barely like, and even then, I could actually argue passive, since he is literally on the same level as Alflela Walela, who just by literally existing got rid of this entire plot.
Hmm.
Like literally just existing. He didn't have to do anything. And from the looks of it, like Darkspine Sonic, it's barely even a gesture at that. I can see,
Yeah. So you're arguing like passive plot manip?
I mean, yeah,
Hmm. I
considering, like, again, Alpha
Okay.
Layla just from literally existing got rid of this entire thing. And like Sonic really didn't even make a gesture in a sense. Just like he's just kind of just sitting there and it looks like he just moves. But that could just be like an animated effect or something. Like really, it doesn't even really look like. And again, he's literally on. He even has 3 rings, whereas Alf Layla had 4, and he like literally just existed and did that. And like Sonic beat this dude with only 3, and recreated it with only 3, just from like floating there.
Hmm.
So yeah, so I'm just getting rid of not just you, but like the entire story of you, your plot, all that done, just for me floating there looking at you.
Hmm. I um hmm. So like just to like understand more how it works, does he have does he have to like think or like what how like I'm just trying to get a
There's
grasp of like the ability.
I mean, there's nothing to indicate he actually has to put in a thought. Like, and again, like simply just being there just basically happened.
I
Like I explained, it's literally like just floating there. He just casually just happened.
I
Just like Alpha Layla, like him just literally existing, completely annihilated this entire plot, this entire story of the Arabian Nights.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Give
All
you
right.
Blackman.
So you gave me the point, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what's your next win con?
Um hmm. Hmm. Uh okay. Um. I guess. Like. My next one would be. Hmm. Thinking. I guess like passive. Petrification would be my next. Um. If you want,
Oh,
I'll
I
drop.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me try to get it real quick. Okay, so let me explain the context of like this scene. So basically, this guy like popped his like he opened like his Pokeball, right? And then him and just by moving, uh was able to turn like a bunch of trainers into like a stone just by his and like Mewtwo's present.
Oh. Oh. I got you. Can I ask you, like, how many layers would you say this has to it, or is it just like you said? It's like kind of passive, isn't it, or what?
Yeah, it's
Like,
passive.
was it
It's
just him
just like
existing, or like was it him like he didn't have to like do anything? He just like walked up there and it started doing it.
it's like it is passive in the sense that he had to be like summoned and shit, you know, like he had to like appear there. But like yeah, it is passive. Like he just had to like be there and stuff. Like
Yeah.
yeah, and later on it says that like they kept moving and shit and they were like turning shit to stone because of like the clash and shit.
Oh. All right. Well, I'm going to argue even base Sonic has actually broke free and resisted being turned to actual stone, like petrified in his base form. And I can show you the scan for that if you want to see it.
Alright.
So what I'm obviously going to argue is like Darkspine would obviously have an even higher degree, like an extra layer of resistance.
Okay.
And here's this.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's
Yeah.
just like how does he like break free? Does he um like
Like he
move
basically just
himself?
kind of moves his physical, kind of like shimmers his body kind of in a way, like kind of shakes it, like his quills and stuff along those lines. Yeah, he kind of like he
Mm.
vibrates, I guess, in a sense. Like
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
But like, so I'm gonna argue, obviously based on it right here, and this is Darkspine, where it would be amplified. All his abilities, resistances, all that would be amplified. As I went over earlier, but I just want to clarify that again because like Base Sonic is doing a lot of this stuff I'm bringing up.
Alright. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Alright, I'll give you this one too. Really got much to amp like more layers or anything. Got one.
All right, so I go on to my next WinCon.
Yeah, sure.
All right, my next WinCon is Sonic, basically just similar to how he recreated the story of the Arabian Nights, just basically being there and floating. I'm going to argue he's going to use his conceptual manipulation. I can send you the scans and stuff in a detailed post on this too. And so basically, what it is he has conceptual manipulation because obviously I'm about to get into the world rings in the Arabian Nights reality are actually abstract in nature, and they conceptually hold this reality together, this story together. So essentially, what's going on here is he's powered by like sorrow, despair, and rage. The concepts of it, he can manipulate those concepts themselves, and also recreate this entire like conceptual reality, this conceptual story, in the same exact way as I mentioned earlier. So I'm gonna just, and he's also comparable to Alpha Layla Walela, as I mentioned earlier, and beat Alpha Layla Walela. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say he's gonna conceptually manipulate you and get rid of you on a conceptual level. You hear me?
Yeah, I heard you. I So it's like passive too, right?
I mean, it's the same. He's doing it the exact same. It's the exact same thing
Alright.
as I mentioned earlier. It's just like I'm using a different hacks from it because this is all like
Alright. I'll give
because
you
this.
that one.
Okay, so you got another win con.
Mm, hmm. Not really. Like,
You don't have like one more you want to test out with Darkrai or what?
I guess. Okay. So for this win con, I'm gonna try to get the scan for this real quick before I even say it. But basically, Darkrai is gonna like erase your memory. Let me try to.
So like this is another mind hacks again, right?
Yeah, another mind hack.
So this would essentially require us to go back to what we did earlier with your original mind hacks, right?
Yeah,
Where
it
we
would
had
be
to
like the whole like layers and stuff again.
All right. Well, no offense, but I still didn't think of anything else. So you got that.
It's like
Oh yeah, you can still
well,
send it. Yeah.
yeah. It's 750. If you want to check it out.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Uh,
So is this? Let me ask you this though: is this passive or what's he have to do? 'Cause
um, like I can argue via his like aura, but like he can also like raise his hand, like he does there.
Yeah, because I'm just saying. Like, here's what I'm gonna say. Right, I'm gonna argue. It's gonna come down to this, and we can leave it to whoever wants to judge. But like, I'm gonna argue this. We've already agreed to like my a couple of my hacks being essentially seemingly passive. You know, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say this. He's gonna have to use. I'm gonna argue. Sonya's gonna use conceptual or plot manip, one of the two, and yet again get rid of you before your like sleep hacks or like memory hacks, whatever you're using right now. Sorry if I mix that up, but whenever you're using right now, before it fully takes effect. So I'm gonna say this. I'm just gonna say my hacks is gonna be much more potent, and I'm just gonna say this: plot overall is above. Like a plot hack, I would argue essentially as well should be able to like counter out and actually change the plot as well. So I would say since they're both along the lines of passive, you could argue. I would argue mine is more potent and would actually cancel yours out and just change the entire plot as a whole, or just get rid of the plot again and recreate it. But if you want to leave that to the judges, if you're not sure, we can.
Alright. Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Well, I think I'm good on mine. So you just want to go to conclusions or the judges, or what do you want to do?
We can go to conclusions if you want.
All right. You want to go first?
Well, yeah, sure. Um, uh, I guess like my conclusion was like my first win con like uh was not countered, and then as for the other one, yeah, I'll just like leave that to like the judges, but yeah, that's basically like what I got.
All right. Well, for my conclusion, he did not provide a counter for my plot manip or hacks. He couldn't provide a counter for my conceptual manipulation. And I did counter his petrification hacks. He did give me that. And as for the plot hacks overwriting the passive plot hacks overwriting the passive like mind hacks, I would argue on that, but we agreed to leave it to the judges. So with that being said, that's my conclusion. Who wants to go first? Gravity, Forest, who?
I'll go first.
All right.
All right, so not a bad debate, but I will say it's definitely there's a clear cut winner here. Unlike the last one, which was a great stalemate. It is true, yeah, simple. You definitely your first point was not countered, so you do have win count there. But Corn unfortunately just had these two massive things that while yours that you had, they weren't
quite as passive. They had more of a, like you said, Darkrai had to use like his hand or like it was his aura. Dude, the plot stuff for Darkspine, as Corn explained it, he's there and it just happens. It's like directly passive and shit, and plot, that's messing with the plot. He could technically, in that moment, he just changes the plot of the whole fight to go Darkspine's way. He could use like that. He could really do anything. He's got the plot on his side. He's got plot powers, and it's passive. So I definitely have to give Corn the plot point, the concept stuff as well. I have to give to him. That was a really a powerful weapon. That the plot stuff. And unfortunately, Simple, what you did bring up, like the petrification and stuff like that. Unfortunately, that was countered, and it was kind of interesting to hear. Like he just kind of vibrates himself, and it kind of like destabilizes what's petrifying him, which is kind of cool. So overall, it was a pretty good debate, but I will say I have to give this to Corrin probably maybe 7.5 out of 10, just because he had options that could directly end the fight instantly. They were more passive than what Simple could bear. And he also brought up resistances to some of Simple's win counts. So that is my judgment.
All right, who wants to go next?
I would go first, but gravity literally went over everything I was about to say.
Coin won this, and including
Forrest. Oh, Forrest did put something general. If you want to put the camera on that and like put it on there real quick and like scroll down.
Oh, sure, I can do that. Let me take a look.
Let me do this. I got you. Wait. Oh, squeak.
Anthony can read it, but
yeah, I can read it. So let's take a look.
I mean, I'll just share this.
Coin, plot manip, counters, Simple used mind.
Oh, whatever.
Sleeping Hacks, which was a good win con. Coin countered it, showing base Sonic being unaffected by it in his base form, and he argued 2 to 3 layers at least for Sonic. Simple did counter back with that Darkrai, use it on Pokemon with more layers, but he ended up matching him with 2 to 3 layers. Then Simple argued an Amp, which would add on another layer, so Darkrai will be a layer above Sonic, so Simple takes that point since Corn could add another layer. Corn argued plot manip. Simple had no counter, so Corn takes that point. Simple's next win con is passive Petrification. Corn counters the Petrification, so Corn takes that point quite nicely, and that was a good counter, I must say. Corn used Conceptual Minute, which is a strong ass win con. Unfortunately, Simple had no counter, which is on phone switch, so I'm afraid Corn takes that point easily. Simple argued mind erasing. Corn argued his concept or plot would get rid of Simple before he can do it in terms of being potent. This is honestly an interesting argument. I might have to go inconclusive because it's really close. So overall, going to points, let's see, Sleep Hacks, Mind, Simple, Plop, Manip, Coin, Petrification, Coin, Conceptual, Manip, Coin, Mind Hacks, Mind Race of Simple. So based on this, what Forrest put in, Coins got the win for 3 and Simple got 2 and 1 inconclusive. So yeah.
All right. Yeah. So before anyone else want to say anything or what?
Shake the Wii remote.
Hope y'all have a great day. Peace.